So, I figured, you know what? Stuff it. Let's grab some of the Pokemon that I have on my 3DS and create a team from that, and we'll see how it goes. And I wanted to use, like, maybe one OU Pokemon. I ended up bringing two, but that's whatever. 2-1. There's not a huge difference, and yeah, I figured let's just go with this. My opponent's also bringing some pretty interesting stuff. I haven't seen a Durant, and I haven't really seen a Mushana, so I don't know. But apart from that, it's OU Pokemon, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The best part about my team is I think it's pretty viable regardless. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I did that again, though, damn it. I think I'll just lead with, I don't want to lead with Golurk expecting the Rotom lead. I thought Talonflame would be the lead, but there's no guarantee in that. So, let me lead with something that can take some hits from either one of those. I don't really have Pokemon that can deal with that, though, so I think I'll just go stuff it. Let's lead with Exploud, see what happens. Lead Rotom. Okay, that's cool. Exploud doesn't mind that. Exploud can go for stabs, choice pecks, boom burst, and just wreck lives, hopefully. Hopefully Rotom isn't too specially bulky, but the point of this team is not really to ladder. Like some of my other teams and stuff, sure, I use some different things here and there, but ultimately I want to do as well as possible. But this team is not like that. This team's basically me just going, you know what? Let's just bring some of the stuff that will be cool and can be a bit random and all that sort of shit. So, yeah. And now we're going to get a nice Boom Burst off on whatever he swaps into. But that Thunder Wave, I don't know. I didn't really expect a Thunder Wave from a Rotom, but we just smashed the daylights out of that stupid Durant thing or whatever. Actually, you guys, hold on. I just wanted to... No, that's not going to... Ah, damn. I'm going to move the recording thing down just a tad so you guys can see what's happening in the text screen, because that's kind of weird and shit. But Boom Burst again. Let's go. Exploud's not getting paralyzed. I'm happy about that. As you set up Carmines. Okay. Boom Burst still does a fair amount. So I'm happy with that. Expecting you to go for another... What is it? Carmine? Just read the freaking chat. Come on. Yeah, just blah blah blah. Expecting another Carmine. I'm going to swap out into Mandibuzz because Mushana most likely can't touch me. And even if you can, I can go for a knockoff and knock off those leftovers, because that would be pretty nice. If you swap out, that's cool because I knock off whatever your item is on your other Pokemon. But nope, nothing like that. But you're just setting up here. Interesting. Interesting. I don't really have anything that can deal with that now, I guess. I think I'll go out to Golurk and put a Dynamic Punch. Oh no, you've Baton Passed. Oh no. So that means you're going to go into the Latios. Ooh, this is dangerous. This is very dangerous. Good thing is you don't have a speed buff, but still not nice having you with a defensive buff and a special defensive buff and the special attack buff. Oh my god. That's not nice at all. So I think I'll just go for a... Oh man. I think I just have to go for Shadow Punch. As he goes for a Surf and kills me off. You're a Life Orb set. Okay, would have been nice if you would have been choiced, but I don't get that luxury, do I? No, I don't get that luxury. Still, my best bet here is to Mega Evolve my Mawile and go straight for a Sucker Punch. That's the only way I can deal with this thing. It does have a defensive buff, but Latios isn't very defensive. Mawile's got huge power, once it Mega Evolves, it does anyway. So I can deal with it like that. You can always hard swap out. I really don't mind if you do that, because you lose all your defensive buffs. So that'd suit me quite fine. So I don't really lose anything by Mega Evolving and going for Sucker Punch. I really don't, because Latios can't, from my knowledge, have a move that just screws me over. 76% is not enough, Mawile. That is not enough. That's not going to cut it. Fortunately, though, Entei has extreme speed, so this will be the end of Latios. because at 5% you're not really living any hits even with defensive buffs. So that's Latios all down, and now we can start all over again. We've lost 2, my opponent's lost 2, but the Rotom's low health. Oh no, I suppose it is even, because Exploud is P-Wave, so it's a bit like starting again. I have Mandibuzz to just destroy Talonflame, because Talonflame can't do anything to it. Conkeldurr could be a bit of a nuisance at this stage. The Rotom's low health and the Mushana's low health, so I can deal with both of them, but if I can play without this Conkeldurr being a problem, that would be nice. I'm expecting my opponent to go for a Volt switch because I don't have a ground type anymore, and that means I will outspeed anyway though. But you will survive an Iron Head. I mean, there's no point in you hard swapping. Even if you go for a Will-O-Wisp, that's fine. I doubt you'll go for a T-Wave though. So my best play right now would be to go out into Exploud. That way I don't suffer a T-Wave or whatever. Or you're just going to go straight for a Hydro Pump. But I do have an Assault Vest, so I'm going to go for Extreme Speed. If we kill it off, that'd be awesome. We kill it off. Okay, so why even think about that when we could just straight up kill it off? Ignore everything I just said. Everything I just said was completely wrong. Just go straight up with the Extreme Speed. Entei has high enough attack and just go bang, done. Deal with it. As for now, the Talonflame comes in, and if we could hit a Stone Edge, that would be superb. Even with your bulk up, Stone Edge hits, crit, dead, goodbye Talonflame. I'll probably put a damage calc up on so that you guys can see whether that mattered or not. But, because that was 7 minutes, we're going to see if we can find another battle. Wow, that was no time at all. Shedinja. You guys see the Shedinja? That could be interesting. Other than that, the Scyther, I've seen people use it, but not against me, so I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Then there's the Toxicroak and the Clefable and the Tentacruel, and so there's stuff that I've seen, but I'm not familiar with. So this could be interesting. That being said, my opponent's bringing 1 OU Pokemon, so it's a similar strategy to mine, I'd say. And you know what? I'm thinking just go for lead Exploud. I mean, it'll do a crap ton of damage, so why not? You lead with Drapion, that's okay. I'm not terribly worried about that. Drapion's special defense isn't the best. Based on the sheer fact that you can go out into Shedinja if you so choose, I'm going to go for a Fire Blast. No, okay, he just goes for a knockoff, which does a lot of damage. And I miss a Fire Blast, don't I? Oh, damn it. Okay. I don't think he'll be able to kill me from here, though, so I'll go for a Boom Burst, because I don't lose anything by doing that. It would have been really nice to hit that Fire Blast, Exploud. Would have been really nice. But no, you just have to let me down. Alright. Let's see what happens here. Cross Poison crits. Jesus Christ. Come on. Not cool. Not cool at all. That's as not cool as that is. I mean, I can just go out into Mawile here. I mean, Mawile will do a fair amount to my opponent's entire team. My opponent doesn't really have anything to deal with it, so I'm just going to go for the Mawile. We're going to Mega Evolve and go for a Swords Dance. I hope he doesn't have Earthquake, actually, now that I think about it. No, he's gone for Taunt. Okay, well, that's annoying, but it's not the be-all, end-all. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for a Fire Fang here, and we'll see what happens. He does have Earthquake. Okay, I'm going to play around that next turn. Because I am not wanting to deal with that at all. So I'm going to go into Mandibuzz. The good thing is Mawile took that a lot better than I thought it would. So we'll be alright here as long as we go into Mandibuzz. I suppose my opponent can predict that. But if Mandibuzz loses its leftovers, it's not really taken a huge amount of damage. And it does have Roost. So I really... although losing the leftovers would be disappointing, it's not terrible. So I'm happy to cop that one. And then we'll see how to deal with the rest of the team. Okay, he didn't even go for that. He just goes straight for the Earthquake. That's cool. And now it's my turn to go for a knockoff. But he has been able to leave this Drapion in from the start, so that's interesting. That is very interesting. As, what do we knock off? Scope Lens. Okay, alright, so that's how you got your crit. Okay, that makes sense. And, I mean, Drapion doesn't have recovery, does it? So I'm free to go for a foul play. I don't lose anything in doing it. He gets a crit anyway with his Cross Poison, and we're not doing a lot. We are taunted as well, and blah 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 blah. Foul play did 14. How much did knockoff do? 13. Drapion doesn't really have recovery. I'm feeling just go for a knockoff in case you swap out. The Politoed just came in. That was all weird and stuff. I don't know what happened, but anyway, the Politoed came in and we knocked off. What did we knock off? We knocked off a Zoom Lens. Okay, so that means you would be worried about getting Hydro Pumps and stuff. So I'm going to go into Florges, because Florges will eat up the hits. No, you go for Hypnosis. Okay. That really blows. But I don't know, leaving Florges in is the best play I have, so I have no reason not to just go for a Moonblast now. As he has Perished some. Okay. That makes me feel the next move is actually Whirlpool. Because that means he will be a Trap Politoed. It'll be a Trap Politoed. So that means I want to go out into something that can deal with the Politoed. That can absolutely wreck it. So I'm going to go into the Mawile, because Mawile will be able to kill it off as he goes into Tentacruel. I don't know how you pulled that play. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't get that at all. But it does. Oh man, this is not good. You're gonna want to go for Scald though, so I'll go back out into Florges, as I hope you don't have a Sludge Bomb or something coming my way. Oh, that first turn miss on the Drapion really mattered. It really did. Now I'm going to have to find a way to get around. See, I think this is the, this is just, I don't know, because I can't say my opponent's team is well constructed. Not that it's bad, but it's like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. So, I don't know. The rain stops now, but I can't do anything to this Tentacruel. So I think I'll just go for a Wish. And we'll see if we can pass off a Wish as my opponent starts putting up Toxic Spikes. Now, feel free to do that. I really don't care about you bringing in your Toxic Spikes. If we could wake up, that'd be freaking awesome, Florges. That would be just amazing right about now. Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to go out into Mandibuzz, and then I don't outspeed the Drapion, do I? No, as I get taunted. Okay. Well, we are at least full health. If I can kill off this Drapion, I can go for a Defog once the taunt wears off. So, in case he swaps out, I'm going to go for a knockoff, because knocking off items is awesome. We do finally get our leftovers knocked off, but again, really don't care about that, because he can't touch Mandibuzz, from what I can tell. I mean, actually, no, I'm wrong. The Clefable having Moonblast would be where you can touch me unless anything has Toxic, but those are the only two things you could have, because otherwise you're just not doing the damage you need to. So right about here, this will be the last turn of the taunt, and I am more than free to go for the knockoff, kill off this Drapion, be, you know, about 70% health, something like that. Oh, maybe a bit less, maybe about... No, you did 15 with your Cross Poison, so I could easily be at 50, but I don't know. I should be outspeeding most things you have from that point, so I can just go for a Roost or something. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Nope, we swap out as I go for a knockoff and do nothing to the Politoed. But that's cool. This is where I want to go for a Defog, but I don't want you to trap me in. do not want you to trap me in. Actually, you're probably just going to go for a Hypnosis, no? So yeah, I'll go for a Defog. I should be able to outspeed a Politoed. From memory, Politoed's base speed is not that high, so yeah, we do. That's awesome, as we get rid of the Toxic Bites, which is always nice to do. And right now, what are you going to do? Go for a Perish Song or a Whirlpool? I guess. That's what I'd be doing or whatever, but... I don't know what my opponent exactly wants to do, but either way, I don't want to leave Mandibuzz in for all that. So I think I'll just go out into a Florges, as we can take the hit. We can take the hits really well, and we can deal sufficient damage with Florges. So, it's hard because the fact that he's got Perish Song, I've seen it used before, the Perish Song Whirlpool thing, and I've tried it out myself, and it's not bad at all. It is a very scary tactic, because you can easily lose a Pokemon when you don't need it to happen. So I need to find a way to prevent that from happening. And right now, this Politoed's gone for its Perish Song. I'm just going to go for a Moonblast, see how much damage we actually do. Hopefully we do enough to not be able to go down to its Perish Song. That would be terrible right now. But that being said, I haven't seen the Whirlpool yet. I haven't seen it, so it is possible that my opponent doesn't have it, but to me, I would just assume it. I would just assume it. That, to me, just makes sense, so... I don't know. As he withdraws and goes out into the Tentacruel. I mean, that's a pretty standard thing I expected. Well, I didn't really expect that. I was more focusing on the fact that I didn't want to be trapped in, but... You know, I'm not worried by it or anything. I'm really not. As right now, we can Wish Pass into Mawile. Mawile doesn't deal with the Tentacruel. Actually, that's something I've noticed about this team. I don't deal with the Tentacruel. I mean, I can wreck it on the switch in, but I don't deal with it straight up, which is a problem. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Either way, if Mandibuzz could wake up on this turn, that'd be great. No, oh, he's lost the Rain Boost, hasn't he? Okay, that's awesome, because that means he can't kill me off with his Scald from here. So hopefully we can wake up and go for a Roost. Come on, Mandibuzz. Wakey, wakey. No, fuck you, Mandibuzz. Seriously, you are a prick. You are a serious prick dying like that. Because Mandibuzz is still really useful. It's still really useful. That being said, I'm not done for because I can always Wish Pass off onto the Mandibuzz. No, I can't really because Mandibuzz can't take the hit. So I need to be Wish Passing on an irrelevant turn or whatever. Florges gets burnt. I really don't care about that. Actually, I have a Aromatherapy on Florges. Why didn't I use that? Why didn't I use that? How could I not even think about that? That's so dumb. That is honestly one of the most stupid things. I'm going to go for a Moonblast just to see how much damage I can do, because Scald does not phase me, and apparently Moonblast doesn't phase you either, but I do drop your special attack. That's nice. That is actually pretty darn nice, I've got to say that. You know what? We'll just go for Aromatherapy here. We'll just do that. As you bring in your Politoed. Okay. So, I can scout you out as I go for a Protect. So I think I'll be doing that. No, you swap out into your Dios. Dios. Guess that's what it's supposed to be anyway. And... I mean, right now... Screw it, I'm going out into Entei. Because this thing has no HP or whatever. No, sorry, correction. It's got 1 HP, so the fact that the rain is up doesn't phase me. I can't get burnt by your Will-O-Wisp, so you're going to have to swap out. Now, what are you going to swap into? Something that can take the Fire-type attack. That being said, the Fire-type attack is still the best option because I don't want to predict wrong and you know, just be able to hit me. So I think I will go for the Sacred Fire. We do have a 50% chance to burn at any stage. In the rain, we do 17% and get the burn. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. That is just amazing. But I've noticed the Tentacruel isn't packing a poison type move. So I'm going into Florges. Unless it's been hiding it from me, which is stupid because you don't get any advantage from hiding it from me. I don't know. So it's time for a wish. And, I don't know, we'll see what's going on here. As the next Scald manages to burn me, I'm not annoyed about that, because I don't even need to go for an aromatherapy. I'll just go for a Moonblast to get a hit off. As you get into Drapion, okay, I kill off the Drapion and get buffed up to 90% by the time the burn hits. Okay, roughly 90% by the time the burn hits with that one move. So I'm quite happy with that, actually. And as for now, I'm going to go for a Protect the Scout and see what you want to do. What does Scyther want to do? Go for a Swords Dance. Well, that blows. Oh, damn. Oh, damn it. Moonblast it is. As you go for a Substitute. Not bad. He probably predicted me to swap out to bring in something that could deal with the Scyther, which is really... It's what I want to do, but I really don't want that Scythe behind a sub, because once your Scyther's behind a sub, it becomes a problem and a half to deal with. So I'm just going to spam Moonblast to ensure that that doesn't happen. If my opponent swaps out, I win the play. If Floor just dies, I still win the play because I can go out into Golurk, which will be happy to deal with Scyther. Okay, so I'm still going to win this play by the time Golurk comes in and goes for the Stone Edge, because no guard Stone Edge will hit everything my opponent has hard enough. So I win this play, as far as I'm concerned. You outspeed and go for a sub. That's interesting. I thought Scyther... Oh no, Scyther has a lot of speed, doesn't it? Yeah, Scyther has enough speed. It's Sizzle that... Sizzle drops its speed. So you go for a Roost, but Stone Edge will still do a lot. In fact, it'll crit you and kill you. So I don't know how much that crit mattered. Probably a fair bit. I don't know whether you were Eviolite or not, but I'm going to assume that was quite worthwhile. That play there. In any case, I'm going to... Yeah, I don't lose anything by going for a Dynamic Punch, so I'm going to do that. Go for a Dynamic Punch, nearly kill the Politoed, confuse it, and you manage to get off a Blizzard in the rain. What? How do you manage that? How do you even manage that? I'm going to go out into Mandibuzz. Hopefully he gets confused and I can heal up on the following turn. Or you can miss your Blizzard. That'd be great. I don't know. Because you're running very low accuracy moves with the Zoom Lens, and I credit you for doing that. But I've knocked off your Zoom Lens. So that means your Hypnosis has a 70% chance of working out. And this is amazing because I outspeed you. So, Roost. And we get up enough HP. That Will-O-Wisp is annoying, but at this stage it's not a problem because I don't need Mandibuzz to go for Foul Play. So I'm happy to go for knockoffs. I'm more than happy to do that. So, you being a 1 HP Pokemon, I'm going to go for a knockoff. And even if I lose Mandibuzz for whatever reason, I still have Entei and I still have Golurk. So I can deal with this Shedinja with little to no worries. My Assault Vest Entei is happy to deal with the Clefable. And then it'd be nice if I could get a switch-in advantage on this Tentacruel though. That's the one thing I don't have ready to play against, the Tentacruel. It's something that I slowly need to wither down. But if we can wither down everything else, then I win. So Swords Dance will not be good enough for you, and I can just go for a knockoff here, or I can go for a Roost. And I really just want to go for the knockoff and kill this thing off. Shadow Sneak will never do enough to a defensive Pokemon that is as bulky as Mandibuzz. And, I mean... I want to keep Mandibuzz around, but I don't see that happening unless you bring in... yeah, I was going to say, if you bring in Politoed, I can keep it around, but if you don't, I can't, so I don't know. expecting you to just go for a Scald or whatever. I don't have anything to take it, so I have to just go for a Roost, but, you know, that's sacking off Mandibuzz. It's unfortunate, but I can't really do anything about it. I can bring in Mawile now, though, and, I mean, my best play is just to go for a Sucker Punch, because I really don't want to get burnt. I really don't. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully we'll be able to one-shot it with the Sucker Punch. If he swaps out, I don't really lose, though, because Politoed... Okay, he didn't swap out. I was going to say I can play around the Clefable and the Politoed reasonably well, so I'm not too phased. And right now, I'm not even sure I need Mawile, but I'm gonna expect you to set up or something. I should be able to outspeed a Clefable though, come on. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a player off, expecting to outspeed. You swap into Politoed to sack it off. Not sure what you're planning there. Maybe your Clefable has Thunder or something? I don't know. Maybe he just wants to dwindle out the Sucker Punch. I don't know. But I'm going for player offs anyway, so... we didn't kill it off, but I will be able to kill it off with an extreme speed from here. Or at least, I mean, I'll be able to dwindle it down enough with play roughs, so yeah. I think that was the unaware Clefable, actually, because it set up Cosmic Powers, but Mawile just has too much attack, even, you know, from the base. I'm going to search it up now. I think it's base 105. Data Mawile. Hang on, let me bring it up. Yeah, it's base 105 and then huge power. So, I mean, the fact that I did 76% when you weren't boosted, it means you could not possibly get a boost up and just manage to deal with me. So, I was set. I was set from the beginning. I don't know. That's it for the battles and everything. If you enjoyed, leave a like and stuff. Subscribe if you're not already. That'd be awesome, and I'd really appreciate it. And, yeah, I think that's about it. So, rather than save you guys the hassle of keeping going and talking about nothing, I'm just going to say Freddy Fishfinger out.